Molly Meatball McCann putting a spinning back elbow and relinquishing Luana Carolina into the shadow realm. AJ, brother, you've not seen a better spinning back elbow in UFC history. Actually, believe it or not, Molly McCann, if I pull it up correctly, Molly McCann becomes the fourth fighter to notch a spinning back elbow knockout in UFC history. So not only do you create history at UFC London, not only are you the local, not only do you pick up your first finish in the UFC, brother, but Molly McCann, man, she just emotionally, she became everybody's favorite fighter. She became everybody's favorite fighter. You couldn't go on Twitter, you couldn't go on anywhere without people saying, Meatball is my favorite fighter. What are we talking about here? Now she earned a lot of praise and all that good stuff with this newfound aggressive style. I'm in your face, I'm going to beat you up. But then again, I do believe Luana Carolina was the perfect opponent to matchmake for her style, because the one reservation we've always had against Carolina, even though I picked her to win against Lupi Godinez in her last fight due to the size discrepancy, what's the one difference? She just doesn't utilize that reach the way that we would like her to, man. She got the great Muay Thai. She has the great clinch game. But when your back is against the fence the whole entire fight, and Molly McCann is just swinging huge overhook right hand, or over right hands, you know what I mean, over the top, right? Huge haymakers, left, right. I landed the same haymaker with my right hand like 5 times with the same setup and everything. Nothing has changed. And on top of that, AJ, Molly McCann has like a 6-inch, 7-inch reach disadvantage. You know something's not happening right here. So yes, this was a beautiful execution of a finish right here. You sent someone to the shadow realm. But AJ, the bigger underlying story that I want to ask you on this one is, how much further can Luana Carolina go in this flyweight division given this fight style, my man? You can't lose to a Molly McCann, though, in the fashion that you did, given the size discrepancy, reach discrepancy, all the things that give you the advantage in the fight, you took no advantage of. So what do you think?
All the things that give you advantage on paper, man, it doesn't translate to that canvas once your feet hit it, I guess. But to be honest, I thought this was the best Carolina we've seen.
Okay.
She was starting to use the jab a lot better. She was utilizing the front kicks. She was staying away. She lasted a lot longer than I thought she was going to against Molly McCann. Because I was with you, man. That was exactly my mindset right off the jump. Is Molly McCann's going to have too much pressure, too much forward momentum. Carolina's going to try to get in that clinch, and then Molly's going to start landing those overhand rights, the ones coming right over the top, right over that guard. Sure, we saw a little bit of that, but we also saw Carolina jump from the outside, kind of start moving, staying away, at least more than I was expecting. This is probably the best Carolina we've seen fight. But unfortunately, Molly McCann was the girl, man. She was the woman that night, and it's just she was looking crisp. And I'm glad you pulled up this picture, because I was hoping somebody did it. The face on Molly McCann. This is one of those ones. She even said, she was like, we were drilling this back and forth. We drilled this move 100, all the time, hundreds of times, or whatever the case may be. But if you can look at the face of Molly McCann, her face is literally like, oh shit, it worked. Like, oh. Yeah. That's how that, like, and if you've ever hit pads, you feel a good one, you feel that solid connection. You're like, oh, that felt nice. And then you do that against somebody, it feels even better. Her face is exactly what that is, man. And it was, I even screenshotted it too, because I was like, that is the face of somebody who felt like the perfect knockout right there.
They say sometimes when you hit that perfect on the button knockout, you don't even feel it. You're just like, oh, they just dropped. Like, oh, like I think that was the face. It was like, oh, okay, we're pouncing. You know what I mean? Did you even need to pounce? No, man, because she was done. She was done. That was it. Even Paddy Pimblett, he had noted, he was all like, as excited and as crazy as I was going in the back for her, I had to take a moment to actually be a little concerned, because I didn't know if that girl was going to be okay. She was laid out flat on her back for like a solid minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes after the fact, which you never really want to see. So speedy recovery to Luana Carolina. You never want to be on that end of a vicious knockout. But at the end of the day, the reason why it was so vicious is because she didn't see it coming, because Molly McCann set up the perfect corkscrew spinning back elbow. Man, you got to love it. Molly McCann is somehow, some way on a path of reckoning right now, AJ. I don't know what exactly is in the water. I don't know if it was Patty Pimblett coming into the UFC that motivated her. But listen, at this point, this is her first UFC finish, and I actually want to check it out just so I could be clear on this. She had a little bit of a rough start when she first came into the UFC. So in her last 5, right, she has a win against Luana Carolina, Ji Young Kim. She lost to Laura Procopio, lost to Tyler Santos, who's about to fight the champ, Valentina Shevchenko, for the title. You dig what time it is. You win against Diana Belbitsa. You win against Ariane Lipski. You win against Priscilla Cachueta. You lost to Jillian Robertson. So it was a little up and down, but now, my man, she's surging. She's streaking. She's 1-1 in 2021, 1-0 in 2022, and let's see if we can get it to go up from there. I don't know how many more times she would like to fight this year, but I do think that McCann has had a pretty incredible performance on the year thus far.